they kept on fighting till the Marshal came in, the Clerk of Parliament also came in, and there was the argument for the clerk of the committee.
In your view, from where you are sitting, I know you tend to sit on the opposite side where I am sitting, where our clerk is sitting. Usually that is your seating position. At what point did you anticipate that this situation
Honorable Chair, at the point where we wanted to get the vetting to continue, and then the ranking member said they would not allow the vetting to continue. So at that point, I was sitting there watching to see what was going to transpire, whether we'll be asked to end the vetting or not.
So did you make an attempt to, talk to your colleague on the other side to, calm down or stop what they were doing or something?
At that point, I realized the leadership were arguing among themselves. So I sat quietly, looking on and hoping that nothing untoward will happen. Thank you.
Since the appointment committee started this session, have you ever felt there were some undercurrents of maybe intolerance or something like that amongst the committee members?
Thank you. Normally, we do meet before sitting starts, and views are heard from both sides. And so, most of the time, we come to an agreement before we start sitting. So that's what I can say.
Oh, thank you. No further questions for now, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Chair. Honourable colleague, just since the Appointments Committee started sitting, was that the day that you actually vetted the highest number of nominees?
If my memory will serve me right, it would. But because we didn't continue, and we are all aware that we didn't sit on Tuesday, so we had a backlog that we tried to balance here and there. And so we agreed that for Honorable Akando, thought that since he was the one, I felt very unsafe, but I had to be calm in my seat. And one thing I want to say is that when you look at this hall and the number of people that come in, if there's any danger, where do you pass? And I didn't know what was going on outside this room, and so I didn't want to risk going out. That's why you saw me seated quietly in my chair. And I would want to add that I'm happy that the rules governing this appointment vetting will be adhered to, because the number of visitors that troop into this room, I mean, it's not the best. And so where you have visitors or guests of appointees or nominees also joining in the I saw some of them moving from.
I would like to ask you, we know among the leadership on the other side, we have who's the first deputy minority leader. Deputy minority is a woman, and I saw you sitting here. How was her composure in the midst of all the things that were going on? Because you were so close to the scene. Can you describe her composure at that time?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I would be wrong if I can say I can describe it. I don't recall, but she was sitting there.
On telly, I could see it was just in the midst of the men within, where all these things were happening. So I was asking myself, even though the minority chief whip, he had a phone on, so we could hear all the things that he was saying, but my part was a bit calm. So my expectation was that I was expecting something from, because I always want to advocate for women in leadership positions. I was asking myself, what was my part?
Honorable colleague, I want to overrule this one because she's not here, and she's billed to come on. No, she's supposed to be here today. She's not here. But since she's not here physically, I want to beg of you to.
This AI tool will create a stunning ebook direct from your content, whether it's a Microsoft Word document or a Google document.